This fight takes place in February of 1991, and at this point in time, Smokin Bert Cooper is considered damaged goods. He's lost 2 fights in a row, a classic slugfest with Ray Mercer, and he was wiped out in 2 rounds by Riddick Bowe. He's aligned himself with a huckster promoter in Rick Parker, and he's on the precipice of falling off the map. But Cooper has a few more surprises left in him. Meanwhile, Loren Ross was an accomplished amateur, ranked number 1 at 178 pounds in 1985, but retired from the sport in 1986 after a controversial defeat to Cuba's Pablo Romero, where Ross tested positive for drugs after the bout, but tests later revealed that it was a decongestant. So he remained out of the sport for 3 years before returning as a professional, defeating the likes of Michael Greer and Arthur Weathers before being stopped by Tony Willis. Now, Ross was hospitalized after this bout with Cooper and retired for good because of a heart condition. In 2013, he was shot and killed outside a bar called the Last Time Around in Nashville, Tennessee, and his murder remains a cold case.
I respect him because he's been around a long while. He's fought some top-notch guys, but I'm not too impressed with his boxing skills. I mean, he's a one-dimensional fighter.
He wants to do it a winner, but feels that he is just not in the class, that weight class, and says he'll move back to the cruiserweight division after this. Loren Ross at 6'2" and 211 has 12 knockouts in his 17 victories. Cooper has knocked out 19 of his 22, but they've done it in different fashions. Smokin Bert out of the Smokin' Joe Frazier school just tries to come at you and fire away with hard punches. Loren Ross says it's his quick hands, mostly the speed. Cooper is like a cat. His boxing career has had so many lives. And this is just another one. And Cooper seems to always come back. If he does not win this fight, he can always say, well, you know, now I'm a cruiserweight. Let's go at it as a cruiser.
But he has always been the toughest when he gets knocked out in his previous fight. Knocked out like he was in his last fight with Riddick Bowe in 2 rounds. Now, in this opening round, Loren Ross said that he was going to try to outslip Cooper. He said he was going to jab and move, which he's trying to do, but Cooper's not giving him enough room. Look at this pressure from Cooper. Well, Cooper eats a right hand.
This is the 3rd fight for Ross in a matter of 5 weeks. In January, he faced Melton Bowen, coming off his lone loss to Tony Willis when he was stopped in the 7th. Then he stopped Bowen in the 3rd. And then earlier this month, just 2.5 weeks ago, knocked out Robert Thomas in a couple of rounds. Hardly broke a sweat for that one. And Bert Cooper having a good first round, getting inside, out-muscling Ross. Ross likes the jab, but he's not getting very much room from Cooper here in the first round.
But he's trying to use that jab and take a step back to get a little bit of reach. Look at him take that half step back, resets, and then he throws the jab. Trying to get more room, but Cooper, good attack right on top of him. Relentless pressure. That'll pay off in the later rounds, provided this fight goes that long.
Ross says he's watching out for Cooper's looping punches and also watching out for the head movement of Cooper. Doesn't want to take a butt. We pause now for a word from our local cable systems. Blackwell Auditorium in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. 2nd round action scheduled for 10. Bert Cooper with his back to you against Loren Ross. In this matchup, you kind of want to say a young Loren Ross, but believe it or not, he's a year older than Cooper. Bert Cooper claiming to be just 25. Seems as if he's been around for 10, 15 years.
But it has been a tough 25 for him. Because you can put your target in and then take it away. Real elusive. And it keeps your opponent busy. Even though Cooper is busy punching at Loren Ross.
Ross said in his fight against Bowen, and he compares Bowen's one dimension, as he says, with that of Bert Cooper, but he says it wasn't a chess match. He wants a chess match. Seems to be getting it in the first couple of rounds with Cooper.
Well, this round, Cooper is giving a little bit more room to Ross. He should stay on top of him like he did in that opening round. I thought that opening round was a good opening round for Cooper, who many believe has seen his better day in boxing. But the best thing to do, man, get out there and get busy. Get into that fight, especially if you got a style like Cooper. Still early for this fight, though. I say early because it is scheduled for 10.
Final seconds of round number 2. Steve Murph, the referee, wants some tidying up in the corner of Bert Cooper.
And some good instructions from Donnie Broadway in the corner of Ross, saying to his fighter, stay in this fight, concentrate, think about what you're doing, move where you want to move, and move him where you want him. In his fight with Tony Willis, for Ross, his only loss, he said that he lost concentration in that match. He was sparring with Buster Douglas before his fight with Holyfield. He said he was so caught up in the Las Vegas lifestyle that he forgot to concentrate on the fight.
The heavyweight for Ross was just the physicality in close, pushing guys around, and it's been Bert Cooper who has really come on inside against Ross, hammering away.
Heavy shots for Cooper, and this is his style. He wants to get right on the chest of his opponent and whale those hooks.
And Ross is running. There's the uppercut. Bert Cooper wailing away and shakes Ross with that right. Third round action. And Cooper really coming on in the third.
Ross is stunned.
Cooper getting 2 solid punches in every 10 pats by Ross. No elbow, says referee Steve Murph.
And that is the second warning from Steve Murph.
Steve Murph, who was the third man in the ring when Mike Weaver came up with that 15th round knockout. Weaver overtaped in that championship bout.
Came up. So he come over.
Up and over, up and in and around. And
it landed.
Tate ahead in the fight, way ahead going into that last round. Coming down to 20 seconds left in the third.
Loren Ross is throwing a lot of punches, but they're not punches hard enough to keep Cooper off of him. This round, Cooper put a little bit more pressure. Although right here he stepped back somewhat.
Ross stepping away and Cooper letting him stand there.
A little bit more steam. He's still throwing the most punches of the two, but they still haven't got that knockout power on him yet.
Bert Cooper, after beating Orlin Norris to get back into the picture, winning the NABF heavyweight title, then fought a war with Ray Mercer, losing the title. Mercer, of course, going on to win the WBO heavyweight championship. That was a 12-round decision for the former Olympic star. And 2 months later, Cooper coming right back, stepping in against Riddick Bowe. And as Cooper said, I got clowned. Clocked is another way to describe it in the second round against Riddick Bowe. And that was in October. That was the last fight for Cooper. But we had mentioned before, he always has a way of bouncing back.
He got taxed in that fight with Riddick Bowe, but he said, I just was not in the fight.
5 losses.
5 of them, they robbed me blind, even though they were KOs.
Halfway through the 5th round, Loren Ross, great amateur star, fighting for the Army, all Army and inter-service titles.
What's up to get your hands up, man? Get your hands up. Pop.
Living in Nashville, comes out of the Nashville area. He won 3 national ABF titles, 2 of which he won the Outstanding Boxer Award, captured the national PAL crown, and was a World Cup finalist. He was ranked #1 in the world and represented the United States in many international bouts. As a matter of fact, he went to the finals of the 1986 World Games. Lost a decision to a Cuban fighter there. Decided to abandon boxing for a while. Chose not to compete for a spot on the '88 Olympic team. And was so discouraged with the politics of it all. Waited 18 months before he turned pro. But he's making up for lost time. This is his 19th professional fight in just 21 months. And there's no question this looks to be his toughest challenge.
And look at these combinations from him. Those aren't heavy shots, but they're picking up points. He's just putting the shots out there. Many times, especially with a fighter like Cooper, you got to get him used to getting hit. Make him like it before you lower the boom, and then put some mustard behind those punches.
On the right, and Loren Ross on the left. It's Loren the Boss Ross, but he has not been bossing Cooper around in this fight. Although, Sean, you have it extremely close through 5 rounds on your
official, unofficial scorecard. I've got Cooper 1 round ahead. I gave him the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Seems like he's in a pattern now. He takes a break in 1 round, then he saves it up. He reserves it for the next round. Then he comes out the next round. He starts it off big and then punches. He starts taking those little punches, and you make him like it. He says, hey, this guy can't hurt me. He's hitting with his little bitty shots. He can't hurt me.
Those are not little bitty shots.
Right now, Ross is not thinking that.
Ross is not liking it.
Then when he's taking those little bitty punches, that's when you sneak in a great big punch. It's difficult to knock a fighter out if he knows he's going to get knocked out. If he's scared, sometimes you can't find the handle on the punch.
And Sean, Ross seems to be standing right in front of Cooper. He's known to have the good movement, lateral movement. We're not seeing it. And he needs it.
He needs it, and he told me today that he was going to out-slick Bert Cooper. But this isn't what he's doing. What happens, you think about your game plan, you think about what you can do, but once you get into the heat of the battle, all that goes out the window. You forget about it. It's just one of those things that experience teaches you. You know, even Bert Cooper told us he had a different game plan. He told us he was going to box more, he's going to move more, try not to get hit as much. Oh, good left hook. These hooks are his game.
Cooper is smoking here tonight. Closing seconds of round number 6 in a scheduled 10-rounder. Just as the bell sounded to end round number 6.
He probably heard a number of bells as the one sounded. The bells and the trains and the whistles.
And saw the stars.
The birds.
Very colorful conclusion to round number 6, at least for Loren Ross. We're into number 7, and we'll see if Loren Ross could pick up the pace. On your scorecard, Sean, you've given Cooper back-to-back rounds. They had alternated. And now you've given Cooper 5 and 6 and have him ahead 4 rounds to 2.
The first 2 consecutive rounds that Cooper has won, could that have been the turning point of the fight?
Ross has gone 10 only once. And that was back in December of '89, which was his first big test against a veteran fringe contender in Michael Greer. He went to 10 rounds. Ross won it in 10. Cooper has gone 10 or more on 5 occasions. He's had 3 fights and have gone 12. A victory over Henry Tillman to win the NABF Cruiserweight Championship. He defended with a 12-round decision.
Once you get into professionals, you hit what you want to hit. Make your opponent feel it.
Ross said he had quite a bit of respect for Cooper coming into the fight. His strength, his power, his experience. And it looks like he now has even more respect for Cooper.
They said that he saw Bert Cooper fight Foreman. Said he wished he'd give him more effort. Saw him fight Riddick Bowe. Said he quit in that fight after he fought so bad against Mercer. And he said he called that fight even. I'm talking about Loren Ross. He says he looks prepared for this one tonight.
We pause now for a word from our local cable systems. Budweiser presents USA's Tuesday Night Fights. A record of 17-1. On the right side, Bert Cooper 22-7. Now on the right, Sean O'Grady had Ross winning the 7th, but Cooper still ahead 4 rounds to 3. That's not what Cooper heard, as he got a wake-up call from Whit Lowry in his corner.
You're doing is standing straight up there, and you ain't cutting him off. When you get in there, go to they got you behind the car, so you got to just go to work. Go to work, man. Go to work. You got to knock him out, okay? You can do it if you go ahead and do it. Go to smoke. Don't try to box.
Well, they told him he was behind in the cards, and it looks like it worked because he came out this round with more aggressiveness, more anger, more fire, and he has got Ross hurt once again.
Well, the psychology of Whit Lowry may have worked from the corner after round number 7, trying to shake. Bert Cooper said, don't box him. There goes Ross, down in the 8th round. He said, go for the knockout, and Cooper may have complied. Ross listening to the count.
And he's not going to make it up. He's done.
Bert Cooper, with instructions from the corner, perfectly executes in the 8th round. He has knocked out Loren Ross. Smokin Bert Cooper with his 20th knockout in his 23rd win. And the cat has another life.
Well, he was in a must-win situation, and there's the effects of his must-win. Loren Ross still down on the canvas. He was rocked early and often in this fight. Many of times he could have gone down. Good sweeping hooks from Bert Cooper, and now is he back in the midst of this boxing game? A fighter who I had heard was over the hill, and there's what happened.
Well, he said he was after this fight, if he wins, he'll go out of the heavyweight division with a win, go back to the cruiserweight. You wonder if he may change his mind, although he really beat a cruiserweight here in Loren Ross.
And maybe Loren Ross is the one who's wanting to go now back to the cruiserweight division.
He should.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's take a look again. 8th round action. Now, Bert Cooper had been scoring with heavy punches throughout the fight, and this is where he ended it.
And again, he took a break in that 7th round, and he came out real strong for this, the 8th round. We went right ahead. He started to set the pace like he has earlier in this fight of that round, and he finished it. Set the pace for the fight.
Bert Cooper was smoking tonight, and Loren Ross on the canvas. We have word that he is all right. They just don't want him to move right now. He is on his back. When he went down, Sean, it appeared as if he was ready to stand up. Appeared as if he was looking at the referee for the count, just to get the count in order, but never left the canvas.
Look at Lord for letting this happen. And I was game. I knew his game plan. I had to stop him. I had to get rid of him.
Now, what was very interesting, we peeked into your corner at the end of the 7th round, and Whit Lowry said that you were behind, stop boxing with him, go out and knock him out. First question, do you think you were behind?
Yeah, I knew I was behind, so I was going to tire him down. Then I was going to stalk him. You know what I'm saying? You can ride your bicycle in the ring for a little while, but you can't keep riding forever. You know what I'm saying? So I caught him.
Bert,
I knew when it was time.
You heard him in this fight early. Did you know it was just a matter of time?
It was just a matter of time to just finish him off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just a matter of time.
Catch him with those hooks.
So I would see how long would it take for me to hurt him and stun him, So I backed off, wait till he got real tired. Now I just went on and just took him out.
Did he fight your match tonight, your style?
Yes, he did.
He stayed right in there with you?
Yes, he did.
Were you kind of surprised because he has a reputation of being fast, of moving, using the jab, but instead he appeared to stay in front of you, looking to trade?
Yeah, well, see, that's what most guys do, but they don't know my punching power. They try to outbox me and think they're a slugger too, but no. The Smokes, you know what I'm saying? I take care of him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no way he stand up to me. You know what I'm saying? I was in shape. My mind was right, and I'm going farther.
What's the difference between Bert Cooper now with the Bert Cooper we saw last time, who did not come out for the 3rd round against George Foreman?
Oh, that's a whole complete Bert Cooper. I'm a different Bert Cooper now. Like I said, I'm back and I'm smoking.
What changed you?
Management. I just got married, and a lot of things change, you know. My head is right now, you know. Head is right, and now I'm ready to go do for me and my wife.
All right, Bert, let's go back to that 8th round. I want to take another look. Tell us what was happening.
Right there, he thought he could take my punches. That's what happened, but he was hurt, and I didn't know until I stopped and started looking at him, and he was wobbling and stuff like that going back. And I said, oh, this guy's stunned. So the last round, I said, let me jump on this guy. You know, I got tired of him, you know, making fun of me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the punch don't hurt. The punch don't hurt where the punch did hurt, you know? What was it?
Did you know it was over then?
That's
you think
it,
you'd get up from that?
Nah, because the smoke ain't no joke.